Hi guys, Matt Hancock's here and welcome back to this video series on digestive health. Today we're going to look further into the stomach and look at its role, the role it has to play in the whole digestive process. Before that, what I'd like to do is just do a little recap of the last video, which introduced us to gut health, and really I want to start with a quote by Hippocrates. He stated that all disease begins in the gut. Now, he said this more than 2,000 years ago, and I think we're really only now beginning to understand just how right he was. Research over the past 2 decades has shown us that gut health is vital to our overall health and well-being. Now, we know that our gut health has the ability to drive our appetite, and I think what we must understand and take from the last video is that a main goal of any weight loss program or health and vitality program really should be to focus on the foods to heal the gut. So what we discussed was typically that bad bacteria like to feed off sugar, refined carbohydrates and processed foods, while good bacteria feed on fruits and vegetables and more of an alkaline foods or fermentable fibers like leafy green vegetables, berries, etc. Now, it's really important to boost the health of our gut by increasing the amount of healthy bacteria in our gut and reducing the amount of bad bacteria. Okay, and what we suggested was that we probably need to assist our nutrition with a good probiotic. We've only recently begun to understand, I think, the extent of the gut flora's role in health and disease. I mean, gut flora really promotes gastrointestinal function. It provides protection from infection. It regulates metabolism, and it really offers a great percentage to your actual immune system or immune function. Poor gut flora has been linked to many diseases, all right, like autism, depression, autoimmune dysfunctions, IBS or inflammatory bowel disease, type 1 diabetes. And first off, what we must do is improve the health of the foods that we eat and then support our system with a decent probiotic. Okay, that's really going to be our first stage to improving our gut health and making sure that we have the sufficient gut flora there. Right? Every healthy garden needs healthy soil, so give it the foods and give it the healthy bacteria. So obviously the first step in creating and maintaining a healthy gut, we've decided is giving it the gut flora. The next thing is to make sure that we're digesting our food properly in the stomach. Now, contrary to popular belief, only a couple of substances are absorbed in your stomach, namely alcohol and aspirin. Now, the stomach's primary role is to further digest your food, okay? It's not actually an absorptive process, that happens in the intestines. So the stomach has 3 layers of muscle, all going in different directions. And this is for the sole purpose of maximally mixing, churning, and bathing your food in hydrochloric acid. Now, hydrochloric acid is very important. It doesn't just break down the food that we eat, but if you don't have enough hydrochloric acid, then you can't sterilize your food, okay, which leaves you wide open for all sorts of infections. The problem is that we'll often go to the doctors then. He'll give us or she'll give us some antibiotics or other medication, and that will run down our gut flora and obviously reduce the health of our gut. So what we need to do is just have a quick look at common issues with the digestive system. Now, these include indigestion, acid reflux, ulcers, burping, nausea, gallstones, and even a sluggish liver. Now, what we'll often do is treat indigestion or acid reflux with Pepto-Bismol or other acid tablets, but actually we never look at the fact that it might be that food is not being properly digested that is causing the issue. If there is a simple test you can do. Actually, you can just take a spoonful of something acidic like lemon juice or cider vinegar, and if your indigestion gets worse, the problem is that you have too much acid. That's very rare. I mean, more commonly than not, you're gonna need more acid, and so your indigestion will improve. Okay, and the reason I say this is more common is really just down to percentages. 70% of people over 40 and 90% of people over 50 do require help with digestive enzymes and stomach acid. Now, unfortunately, although they are absolutely essential, each person is born with a limited potential for enzymes, and that's why maintaining an adequate supply of enzymes plays such an important role in supporting the health of the body. Gastric acid basically is a digestive fluid, and it's formed in the stomach. It has a pH of 1.5 to 3.5 and is comprised of hydrochloric acid, right, large quantities of potassium chloride and sodium chloride. Now, this acid plays a key role in digestion of proteins by activating digestive enzymes and making ingested proteins sort of unravel so that the digestive enzymes can break down the long chains of amino acids. Now, I think what we need to do is find out if you have a lack of digestive enzymes, okay? Because in addition to each person being born with limited potential, the amount of hydrochloric acid their body produces will actually decrease with age. So it's important to have a look now and see if any of these relate to you. So just do a tally of any of these that you're answering yes to, and we'll just count them up at the end. Okay. So, do you belch a lot? Do you have gas immediately following a meal? Do you have offensive breath? Do you have difficult bowel movements? Do you have a sense of fullness during and after meals? Do you have difficulty digesting fruits and vegetables? Are there undigested foods found in your stools? And do you use laxatives? So if you've answered yes to any of those, just count them up now. And then we're going to go into a next round of questions. So, do you frequently take antacids for heartburn? Do you feel hungry an hour or two after eating? Do you go more than 24 hours without going to the toilet? Do you pass foul-smelling flatulence? And do you get stomach pain, burning or aching up to 1 to 4 hours after eating? Again, just mark down how many of those relate to you. So if your answer is yes, just tally it up. Now, if you've answered 5 or more as yes, then that's going to mean that, really that's going to indicate that you have a lack of hydrochloric acid in your stomach. If you're unable to break down proteins, they can go undigested into your gastrointestinal tract, where they further putrefy and become fermented, essentially by your bacteria. So this causes stomach discomfort and often foul-smelling flatulence, which of course nobody likes, right? So what's the next step? Basically, you would probably want to consider taking a food enzyme of some sort and supplementing your diet with it. You would probably want to just decide whether you need the hydrochloric acid or not. So basically, the decrease starts between ages sort of 35 and 45. By the time you reach 55, then really I'd say almost everybody has low levels of HCl and would benefit by taking the food enzyme, because that's the one that has the HCl in it. We have a limited supply of enzymes and need to boost our resources for enzymes in the foods that we eat. Okay, and supplementing, particularly as we get older, I think becomes absolutely essential. Now, the formulation in the food enzyme here, this kind of supplements the body's production of the enzymes that you're lacking. So, for example, pepsin, which is used for the digestion of proteins in acid environment, and betaine, and pancreatine, which is produced by the pancreas to digest proteins, carbs, and fats in alkaline environments. Now, one capsule, okay, of the food enzyme will help you digest a minimum of 30 grams of protein, 30 grams of carbohydrate, and 20 grams of fat. So, if you think you require, if you're 55 or more and you require enzyme, you definitely should have the food enzyme. If you answered 5 or more of those questions, I would still go with the food enzyme. Otherwise, you should maybe consider the Proactazyme. Now, this has the food enzymes in, but it just doesn't have the HCl. So it's a fantastic general purpose enzyme supplement. This is also from plant sources, and it contains protease, amylase, glucoamylase, lipase, pectinase, and cellulase. So the same enzymes as the food enzyme does itself. It helps to both digest all food types and helps break down difficult to digest foods. So you only need to take 1 or 2 capsules with a meal and really just see how you feel. Now, what typically happens in an ideal situation is that your stools are better, you feel better, and you digest your foods much better. So often your skin will improve and you'll have a lot more energy. Over time, your body will actually start to make more hydrochloric acid because your cells are so much more healthy. Yeah. Now, I often suggest that I actually recommend food enzymes along with a probiotic after a cleanse protocol. So we generally do cleanses with people, which is just a 10-day cleanse to help boost the health of your system, and then you rebuild your gut health with probiotics and food enzymes. So I think that the food enzyme is something that we're all going to be taking as a key daily essential very soon, because we're losing all the enzymes in the foods that we eat generally day to day. So a couple of fantastic products there for you, just to help with your digestive process. So next time, what I want to do is talk about the next stage of the food's journey, which is the journey through the intestines. So this is where the absorption takes place. So once we've digested the food, we're then going to assimilate the nutrients from the foods and absorb it for use in our bodies. So this is a really important video for you to watch and understand. I hope you've enjoyed that brief video looking into the stomach. I hope it's given you more insight into gut health and the importance of having a really healthy gut to boost the health and vitality of your system. So until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in. See you then. Bye-bye.